Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are good today. Firstly, I do have to say a couple of things before we get cracking onto the second video of the day, because I did video number 1 earlier on about Arsenal. New director, they want Gyökeres, all sorts. Go and check that out if you haven't done so already. Eid Mubarak to all the Muslims that are celebrating either today or did celebrate yesterday, like myself here in the UAE, it was yesterday. I know there's been a bit of a divide in terms of how much of the world is doing one day, how much is doing the other, based on if they've seen the moon or not. But Eid Mubarak. Hope all of you are enjoying your day and hope you had a nice blessed month of Ramadan, and yeah, don't eat too much. That's my message, don't eat too much. Everything in moderation, right? But I hope you and your families all have a blessed day, and may you all be rewarded for what you went through in the month of Ramadan and beyond, and keep up the good habits. As I put a post up on Insta about that. If you haven't seen that, go and have a look. And secondly, I know it's a long-awaited series that a lot of you wanted to come back, and I did say that it's going to be done. Reddit videos, yes, they're back on the channel. Well, keep your eyes peeled for tomorrow. Just be here. Make sure you're there. And if you do want to post and be in a chance of being on a future video, hit the link in the description. Put whatever you want to post in there and make it good, and you'll be here. Because if you get enough votes on there, I'll react to it. So make sure you're there. Much appreciated. Let's get cracking. Now, the topic at hand that I wanted to talk about, which I saw after a bit of news from Matt Law earlier on today, I did insinuate this would be the topic earlier on in video number 1. Is what I'm about to show you now. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Here it is. Chelsea plan a full assessment of goalkeepers as 2 contenders emerge for the number 1 spot. Georgi Petrovic and highly rated teenager Mike Penders will be given the chance to prove themselves this summer. Word on the street, I forgot where I saw this. I don't know if it was Matt Law who said this as well, or if it was someone else, but apparently Chelsea are not going to be going in for a goalkeeper this summer. Forget it. It's not happening. It's not happening. We are not actively looking for a goalkeeper, which for me in and of itself is bonkers. But anyway, we do have 10 goalkeepers on the roster, don't we? Or was it 9? Is it 9 or 10? Anyway, this has now sparked a little bit of a debate. Who should we keep? Who should we let go? Who should we play? Who should we not? Blah, blah, blah. Right? And I think it's pretty straightforward here. Pretty straightforward. I think it's evident what should be done, what needs to be done, how this should be structured. If we are to even get the best out of just this selection of goalkeepers, if we're going to be sticking with that, personally, I don't see anyone that is top class here. Maybe one of them has the potential to develop into, or maybe two, has the potential to develop into a top goalkeeper in the future. It's possible. But in terms of the here and now, yeah, don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. But with the selection we have at hand, these 4 goalkeepers, I think it's pretty straightforward. I can see there's a little bit of a debate. I'm like, why is there even a debate? This is a non-negotiable. You know, Petrovic should be the number 1 next season. End of story. End of story. On the basis that we're only picking from these 4 goalkeepers, right? Petrovic should be number 1. Petrovic has had a brilliant season at Strasbourg. Had a decent season at Chelsea. Let's not pretend he was crap. You know? Or let's not pretend. I was about to say, did I say that right? Yeah, I did. I don't want to say something wrong. No, last season under Poch, he was all right. There weren't any big mistakes coming from him, was there? You know? You get the odd goal here and there. You're like, oh man, you should have done better. Yeah, but even Petrovic had that. But I mean, on average, he was a decent keeper. Some would say that his shot stopping is not as good as Sanchez pulling off a worldie when he chooses to. But the problem is, at least with Petrovic, we get consistency. You know? Even if it is 7 out of 10s, we get consistency. With someone like Sanchez, we'll get 1 odd 9 out of 10, and then we'll get 7 or 8 3 out of 10s.
Some even less. that's you can't do that at a top club. You just can't. I'm sorry, you cannot. You cannot. So bearing that in mind, with Petrovic, I think it's evident. Last season, moved to Strasbourg on loan this season. I think he's been brilliant. Everything backs that up. I mean, even the Strasbourg lot love him out there. And yeah, correctly so. He should be coming into Chelsea and taking that number 1 spot with ease. I don't even want to make it seem like there's any competition here. There is no competition here. With ease. Now, who should be number 2? I think that's obvious as well. Jorgensen, keep him as a number 2. He's not ready to be a number 1. That's clear. But he's a good backup to go to if you have to turn to someone. You know, you need a number 2 goalkeeper. Jorgensen is capable of doing the job, I believe. And then obviously we'll see with time where he's going to be heading and whatnot. Some people would say, nah, play Mike Penders as number 2. Mike Penders needs now, I think, 1 season of a good loan, like a top club, or even worst case scenario, send him to Strasbourg. Petrovic comes to Chelsea, cool. Send Penders to Strasbourg. Replace him with Penders. At least we don't leave Strasbourg hanging. You know, they're not going to be hanging and waiting for whatever. You know, because the goalkeeper situation at Strasbourg has been delicate anyway. They got rid of their goalkeeper, who was their long-standing goalkeeper, captain, all sorts. They loved him. And he was just exiled, right? We gave them Petrovic. He's done a brilliant job out there. It would be wrong to just take that back and then just leave them with nothing. Like, no. Mike Penders could go down the same path. Mike Penders, honestly, we only know little bits and pieces. You know? If you've watched him from time to time, yeah, maybe you've seen the odd game here and there. But we don't know too much about Mike Penders. But we know, apparently, according to the information that we've all received, he's got huge potential. He's the next Courtois. Well, okay, he needs a development. So if he needs a development, send him on loan. And have him have a good loan, a good loan. I want either a decent club or Strasbourg at worst, right? But he was at Genk, right, in Belgium. I wouldn't want that again. Like, no, I need him in a top league. A top league. And then go from there. And Sanchez, if we can even get any money for him, see you later. I'm sorry. There is no room for Sanchez at Chelsea in my eyes. That's just me being honest. And when I say these sort of things, you know the old saying, this is business, this is not personal. That's how I operate. I have no hatred towards Sanchez. As an individual, in fact, he actually, in a few clips, he actually seems like a really nice person. Really nice guy. Fair play. Yeah? Nothing against any players or anyone on a personal level. On a professional level, though, on a Chelsea level, on a business level, yeah, I'm sorry. You're not cut out, my friend. For me, no. So, he can be sold and get first-team football at a level that suits him better, I think. So, it's a straightforward conversation for me. I don't see where there's much of a debate. But I want to ask you, do you think there is a debate? Let me know in the comments. Much appreciated. Let's move to other news. From the club today, figures were released. So Chelsea declared a profit for the 23-24 season. Let's get into it. So Chelsea declared a profit for the 23-24 season before taxation of 128.4 million compared to a loss of 90.1 million for the prior year. That was down to increased profit on disposal of player registrations and repositioning of Chelsea Football Club Women Limited. The women's team was sold from Chelsea Holdings to Blue Co. Chelsea add that this new approach will ensure the women's team has dedicated resources, management and commercial leadership solely focused on the growth and success of the women's team. Overall revenue in the year fell to 468.5 million due to the men's team not competing in the Champions League. Matchday revenue increased to 80.1 million pounds as an average attendance of approximately 40,000 was maintained. The growth in commercial revenue to 225.3 million was driven by an increase in player loan income and sales of non-matchday activities, including stadium tours and merchandise sales. Decreased Operating expenses, profits on disposal of player registrations of £152.5 million and a profit on disposal of subsidiaries of 198. Sorry, I've just gone way too far down there. 198.7 million pounds led to the group recording an overall net profit of 129.6 million pounds after tax. There is also, to add on to that, if Chelsea had not sold the women's team to themselves, like the owners, not Chelsea, if Chelsea had not sold the women's team from Chelsea to Blue Co, then the club would have had a approx £70 million loss instead of £128 million profit. Just to let people know, because I'm actually surprised. There are people that are hearing this information for the first time. Whereas this has been mentioned since November. But it's funny. It's not the message that people are against, it's the messenger. And I got to give him credit here. Johnny was the one who mentioned that the women's team had been sold early. And he was talking about the women's team, the car park, the 2 hotels. The women's team was included. People didn't want to bat an eye though. And now it's come out, people are like, oh, the women's team, they sold the women's team to themselves. Of course they did. This isn't news. The problem that I have here, I'm going to say, I think I'm going to say this for the last time. Because I've had enough. Personally, I've had enough. I think there's a lot of people in the fan base that are just willing to just get slapped across the face, not do anything about it. And I'm just going to have to deal with the consequences. There's only so much one can say. And if people, I say people, there's obviously not all. But if people are happy with the way things are going, then great. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. But future will tell us exactly what's going to happen. The future will show, right? For the club, this profit is profit. But I've seen people criticize and go, they sold the women's team to themselves. How can they do that? Well, yeah. For them, profit is profit. It's another loophole. Profit is profit. And when I say that, some people come at me and say, oh, but Younes, okay, so you're complaining that the club made profit. No, I'm not complaining that the club made profit. I'm telling you that all they're bothered about is profit. That's all I've been saying. And if you haven't figured out after 3 years that the model is profit by any means necessary, and it's not reliant on success like all of us fans actually want, we want the team to do well, and not neglect the financial side, the two have to work in harmony together. You need good financials, and you need a good solid team that's going to be in contention to win trophies, season in, season out. And the two go hand in hand together. We are throwing this away in order to compensate for profits that are guaranteed to almost be coming in every single season, but they're not reliant on success. That's been going on for 3 years. When that is still being said and people haven't figured it out, and they come at me, for example, saying, "Oh, you're complaining that the club made profit," then I don't need to talk to you anymore. I don't need to talk to you anymore. You do you. You're cool. You're totally fine with the way the club's being run. You're happy. Cool. Then great. Go for it. Go for it. Unfortunately, I think there's a big amount of people that are either like that or they're just not bothered. Then cool. I won't speak any longer. I've got other things to talk about. Other things that I think are going to be worth my time, your time, and then whatever happens will happen. Whatever happens will happen, and time will tell. Time will tell. That's it. I have nothing else to say on that. And I have more to say on it if I really want to. I'm not going to bother though. I'm not going to bother. There's no point. So, the club made profit. Congratulations. Cool. As expected, right? Let's see next season, season after. Where is it all going? How things happen on the pitch? We'll see. Time will show us where this entire ownership is leading us down. Time will tell us. Time will show. I'm going to end on a funny note. Someone asked X's new AI system Grok, right? a certain question. Check this out. Someone said, hey, Grok, settle this debate. Lampard, Gerrard or Scholes? Who's the best player? And as you can see below, Grok answered Lampard. So if you ever need any footballing insight or opinions, or if you have any questions, feel free to ask Grok, because clearly Grok knows ball. So shout out to Grok. I'm not sure if Grok's going to know that I've given it a shout out, because like I've said, this is an AI system, not a human being. But clearly something is right with that system. So shout out to Grok. Let me know your thoughts down below on everything that I've discussed. Much appreciated. I will catch all of you tomorrow tomorrow will be Reddit video. Tomorrow's Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. No. So Reddit video. If there's a news video, there's a news video as well. If not, just a Reddit video. Wednesday, you'll be getting the start of a brand new consistent series on this channel, right? That video will be going live. And that will also show a new side to the channel that is going to be born. And I'm looking forward to it, because I think this is going to be really good. As well as the preview to Chelsea versus Tottenham, which is taking place on Thursday. So, I'll see all of you then. Thank you so much, people. Actually, Thursday? Not Thursday. My bad. I'm thinking on Dubai. No, actually, I'm thinking on Dubai time. This is the thing. I'm 3 hours ahead of the UK. It's a nuisance. This is why, like I mentioned, actually, I've mentioned this on the Reddit video. You'll get insight into all of that. Like the wrestling stuff couldn't be done in the end because of all of that. Time just does not allow, and it would mean I just don't sleep, and I can't do that. So, okay, no, we are playing Thursday. Yeah, okay, Thursday, 11 p.m. my time, 8 p.m. your time. Okay, cool. Makes sense. So, Wednesday preview for Chelsea Tottenham. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. Thank you for watching. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.